If you're looking for a simple, small, cheap, lightweight bike taillight that's also fun because you can customize emojis, sync the pattern with a group if you all have the same taillight, and has some few extras like auto braking, auto on off, then this Ravemen NT401 bike taillight might be it for you. They call it a smart taillight. I think that's a little bit of a stretch, although it does have some auto features that you can enable or disable. When Raven asked if I wanted to test it out and try it out to review, I said, yeah, send it, I'd love to see it. And it looked like a really fun light. This is not a sponsored review, and either way, I only ever collaborate with brands that trust my review process, which means that I will point out anything that I found worked well or didn't work so well, so that you can gauge if this is right for you. If you're new here, I'm Jess, this is Gadgets Gear Coffee, and I do in-depth real use reviews of well-designed gear like tech, cycling, coffee, and gear that connects them. I hope you stick around, subscribe, and discover some new cool items with me. At the time of review, this cost $35. It's very well priced, but the features is what makes it stand out. I also have an exclusive discount code that you can save 10% off this light, so it comes to even less than that. If you do end up getting this, especially if this review helped you, those will be affiliate links, which means that if you click and buy through that, you will be supporting the channel at no extra cost to you because I earn a little bit from that. But let's see if this is even right for you. First off, as you can tell, it is absolutely tiny. It's also very lightweight. 25 grams. So if you are a serious cyclist that is looking for lightweight gear, this could fit the bill for you. In terms of brightness, it has a maximum lumen of 40 when it is in flashing mode, 20 lumens when it's in constant mode. I find that the 20 lumens is still perfectly bright enough. I have it somewhere in the 20 to 30 lumen range. It doesn't actually display the lumens in the app. I'm just guessing that it's about that range. Even during the day, I find it adequate enough, and you can see the pattern quite well. You can still see the pattern at 40 lumens, although I found it hurt my eyes a little bit to look at it, which is good because it means that it is very bright and it's doing what it has to do. It also is a red cob, which is chip on board LED. You can see the little LED lights in there, and it doesn't actually extend all the way to the edge, but it also doesn't have to, because in this enclosure, the whole thing tends to be bright. You can still see the pattern really well with these LEDs. Just a quick note on the video, if anything appears like fuzzy, especially in nighttime conditions, it's very hard to show the light and have proper lighting conditions. Either the LEDs look clear or the surrounding looks properly lit. In real life, the patterns are very clear. It's also IPX6 waterproof. IPX6 means that it is good against high pressure water coming at any angle. Also, resistance drops at up to 1 meter. I'm gonna put this down because otherwise the brake light's gonna go on, but I don't normally use a taillight during the day, but because this one is so fun with the emojis, I sometimes do just turn it on for fun. It also has a 1-year warranty on accessories and battery, 2-year warranty on the materials and workmanship, and limited lifetime support. I'm gonna turn the light back off because the auto braking is distracting. Battery is going to be small because of course this item is small. It's 500 milliamp hours, 3.7 volt lithium polymer battery, but the battery life is still really excellent. I will display it here. Keep in mind that these numbers are based on the maximum best rating that you possibly get from the lighting, but it'll still give you a good enough idea. When the light is off and you want to see the battery, you can just do a short press on the power button and you get an icon to show you your battery level, which I love. It's simple. When you are running low on battery, 10% and less, the light will disable auto braking if that is a feature that you enabled. Then it will switch to a flashing battery icon. I have the Ravemen K1800, which is a very bright 1800 lumen headlight with a much bigger battery that can also double as a power bank. And so with this keychain USB-C ring that I have, when my battery was running out one night, it was very convenient to charge it right up while I was at my destination, so I had my tail light on again for my night bike ride back home. I'll link the front light and the USB-C ring in the description. The fact that it can double as a power bank is very convenient, and I end up using this quite a bit to charge my phone or other devices on the go. It's very easy to use. There is a singular button. You long press it for 1.5 seconds. It turns on. It will remember the last mode that you were on. Short press it to cycle through various patterns that you have saved. There are 2 ways to mount it, and everything that you need is included. You have the saddle mount, which attaches to your saddle rails, and also 2 zip ties to really secure it. That is my preferred method. It's higher up on the saddle versus the seat post, so it's easier to see, especially if you have a rear rack and you're loading stuff with it. If the saddle mount doesn't fit because of the saddle with rail knot, or you have a saddle bag so you don't want to put the light there, or just because you prefer putting it on the seat post, you have that option. There's also the seat post mount with this flexible and sturdy rubber that's adjustable that can accommodate multiple seat post diameters. There's a little twist and lock system. There's an audible click as well. You can feel it and you can hear it. And it's sturdy, and I've never had it pop out even close and remote, and I have some pretty gnarly roads. It's so easy to click in, click out. If I'm parked somewhere for a while, just for safe measure, I do end up taking it with me, but it's quite small and subtle that you could also leave it. It's always a risk, right? Because if you have an opportunistic thief that comes by, they can steal it. Now, because this is a perfect square, which, you know, aesthetically I love, just uniform looking, it can be a little bit difficult to figure out orientation. A few ways that I solve this is by looking at the side, reading the letters, and if they are right side up, then that is the correct way to see it. But the easier way that I have figured it out, and I've not made any mistakes since, is the USB-C to charge is at the top. And this is pretty flush with the light. The bottom power button sticks out a little. Touching it, I know where the button is, and I know that is the bottom. And then I twist it in, and I get it right every time now. You can use the tail light as is with the preloaded preset, but if you want to customize your emoji or download existing ones from other users, you will need the app. Though you can preview without an account, you won't be able to add and save it to your device. I wish you could bypass this. Though registration is fast and only requires an email and password, and a quick privacy policy check, nothing seems outrageous. It's short, it says you can disable the location, and currently they don't share or transfer to third parties, and if they do, they'll require explicit consent. The UI is good enough, like so many products I've reviewed, so sometimes the UI does suffer, but the product itself works well, so not a huge deal. There are some clunky moments, but you figure it out rather quickly, and I won't find myself in the app that often anyway. You can enable the auto brake lights in the app, which I do suggest. We'll talk about that feature later. There are 10 total emoji slots to create your own. There are 3 options to choose from. Static, which is one image with various animation options, such as steady, flashing, breathing, rotating. Dynamic, which cycles between a few patterns you create. Scrolling, which will scroll left or right between different patterns. You can also adjust brightness and interval or speed, then you save and add it to one of your slots. I found it easier to click each dot rather than drag and draw, as it allowed for more precision. And even though there aren't that many squares to choose from, you'd be surprised how you can create some pretty cool things. And if you want some ideas, you can search online for Unicode emojis. After you've sent and saved it onto the taillight itself, you could always delete the app afterwards. At the moment, you can't edit or rename your creations once they're made, and I'm hoping a future firmware upgrade will allow this feature. You can also sync emojis with other users in your group that have the same light, which is really cool if you bike in a group. I don't have another light to test this, but I assume it's rather easy to configure. I challenge myself to make a T-Rex that is moving. Very surprising what you can do with a small amount LED lights. You can find it in the app if you get this light. I think I called it T-Rex walking parentheses GGC for Gadgets Gear Coffee. Hopefully they'll make some changes. But as of now, you cannot search for anything, and there's already a lot of people that uploaded stuff. I believe it's just in chronological order, so you may have to scroll to find it. So the auto on off, auto start stop is the idle sleep. I find like a lot of the times the companies don't really keep the same terminology throughout different marketing, brochures, packaging, but it's very easy to figure out. You can choose various intervals or turn it off. I don't know if it will use more battery by doing that, ironically, because it's constantly checking or having some sort of timer in the background. I like to have it on at the 30-second interval, which is the shortest that you can choose. And it also still works when I turn it on and off. I can still physically turn off the device and that mode is still saved. So the next time that I power on or off the device manually on it, it will still have that feature. My preference for any of the lights is not going to be the steady mode. I find dynamic patterns are just more fun, whether it's scrolling, flashing, rotating. Like I like when it's moving around and it's fun. And also, it's more likely going to draw attention to your light and to you, which is kind of the point. You want to be seen for safety reasons. Ravemen is a bike light company. That is their specialty. So they're very good with a lot of the features. The auto brake light feature is something that most of their lights have. You will go in the app to enable that. When it's activated, it will go to the maximum 40 lumens. So it becomes this really bright light that you see. It's basically like a car brake light. So it's something that's very familiar. I find that it requires a more sudden braking for it to activate. So it won't work well with gradual slowing down, which is good in some ways because you don't want any false positives. And if you are to brake suddenly, whoever's behind you will get the cue that you are braking. It recently happened to me that someone was on the bike path when it was busy. These bike paths are so narrow. A lot of the time, cyclists don't move off to the side. They just like stay in the middle of the lane. So you are, right behind them. You're trying to pass them. And this person that was in front of me braked suddenly with zero warning, no signaling. It was a close call. Because we were going at a certain cadence and then they just decided to stop and they didn't go off to the side. So if they had brake lights, I would have been able to see that and I would have been able to respond quicker. Ideally, it's good to be able to signal. I understand it's also not possible. That is a good reason to turn on your taillight during the day because that feature can be very useful. It's not perfect. None of these taillights that have a brake sensor is, I find, going to be perfect, especially if you can't adjust the sensitivity, which you can't so far on this one. To me, the brake light is always a bonus feature. I won't rely on it 100%. It would be nice if they had some sort of way to adjust the sensitivity so that you could play around with the settings. There's also a $35 taillight. I'm not expecting it to be able to give me all that type of customization. It would be nice to have if Raven can implement that. I'm not sure if they can because it may be a hardware issue. Overall, I love this light. I just like that it's so tiny and minimal and cute and fun. And I like adding a little touch of whimsy and fun in my life where I can get it. Turning it on and seeing my little animation of a T-Rex walking or the emoji face that I also drew is pretty fun. My biggest complaint so far is that I can't edit any of the patterns after I finish drawing them. So I really hope that they are able to add that in after. I'm pretty sure that is exclusively firmware. If any of the features you feel is lacking or whatnot, I always suggest write the company. Don't tell me. You can chime in the comments if you'd like. But I don't work for Ravemen. The more feedback that they hear, the more it's likely to happen. If you want to see the other taillight that I reviewed from Ravemen, then the NT101 that has turn signals, it has auto braking, it has the alarm, it has lasers that you can set on the floor. You could check that review right here. If not, this one might be more up to your speed. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.